Hey party people. I was inspired recently by YouTubers like John Gadget who did Altoids case EDC kits recently, and this was one that I always wanted to try to make for myself. So I wanted to go over the little Altoids sized EDC kit that I put together, and maybe you can get some ideas if you want to make your own Altoids sized EDC kit. In this small compact form, it would be easy to throw in your pocket, throw in a sling bag, keep it in your car, or give to someone as a gift if you want to give them a little bit of EDC items to get them out of a jam, or give them some simple tools to take with them every day. It's a nice sized kit that you can keep around basically anywhere. So I just picked up this little Altoid style can off of Amazon, and I have it linked below along with everything that's inside. And then I have it wrapped in these generic Ranger bands. So they're not Ranger band branded rubber bands. They're just these nice big black industrial rubber bands. So you could use them the same way you would a Ranger band. You can use them anywhere that you would use a rubber band, or if you want to use it as a fire extender, you could burn it. You can use it as a makeshift tourniquet if you put it around a limb and twisted it really tightly with like a stick or something. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use just a regular rubber band, but I just like that these were black and a little bit thicker and more durable, and they help keep it closed. So I have one small length one and one large length one that's a little bit thicker. Now let's take a look at everything that's inside of here. So if you open it up, you can see that I have it loaded extremely tightly because I wanted to make sure everything had a place and everything fit into here well, and I could still close the lid and maximizing the space that I have in here. So the first thing I have in here is about 20 feet of number 36 bank line. This can hold a ton of weight. It can be used as a shoelace replacement, to repair gear, to hang something over a cook fire if it's high enough that it's not going to burn. You can use it as a fire extender because it's covered in tar, and you could also use it to tie up or build shelters, use it to lash poles together, things like that, and it's just tied with another regular rubber band. Then I just have this little Altoids wallet-sized pen. You just twist it, and then the little pen tip comes out. It's got a little pocket clip, and it's super small, and it's just a nice small pen for writing things down that you can fit into a kit that's this small. Then after some searching, and also inspired by John Gadget, I found the smallest little lighter that I could find. I love that it has this little rubber gasket and a screw top so that the lighter fluid doesn't evaporate the way that it does on like a Zippo. And it still works. Like, look at how tiny this thing is. It's smaller than my thumb joint, and it still works perfectly. It holds just enough fluid that it can be useful for you, and it's a super small, super portable, and really useful little lighter to have with you just in case of emergencies. Then I just have a decent amount of small zip ties, and zip ties are always useful to mend things, to attach things, to use as a little keychain, use them in a million different ways. I just have them wrapped in some duct tape and some electrical tape, so you have a little bit of both to use how you would use either of those tapes. Then I just have a medium-sized safety pin, and these are always useful if you need a little poking or scraping tool that's super small, or you just need to attach something to your clothing, to your bag, mend a little rip easily without having to sew it. You have that ability here with something as simple as a safety pin. Then I just have a little pair of titanium EDC tweezers. If you get a splinter or you have mobility issues and it's hard for you to grip things and pinch them, you could use these tweezers to help you out, give you a little bit more leverage. They're super small and easy to use. Then I also took a note out of John Gadget's book because the flashlight that he recommends, I absolutely love as well. This is the Olight i3E EOS, super long name, but basically I chose it because it takes a single AAA battery, and that means it's really easy to refill. I don't have to worry about the parasitic drain that you get with USB-C rechargeable batteries, and it's really easy to use, and it doesn't have a button activation. It allows you to just tighten the top, and then the light comes on. Nice little useful EDC flashlight, just enough lights and lumens to give you some illumination if you're out in the woods or you drop something or you just need to see in the dark. So it's really nice that This is really easy to use. It takes one AAA battery and you don't have to worry about it accidentally activating, and it fits in the little Altoid can. So just a really useful tiny flashlight. Then on the same page as the tiny flashlight, I also have the smallest multi-tool that I have that I find useful, which is the Gerber dime. This is a really popular small multi-tool and I really like it. You have a little bottle opener right here. And then on the outside, you have things like a little box opener. It cuts through tape really nicely. You have a decent little small blade to use, so in case you need to cut things open, you have that ability too. You have a tiny flathead screwdriver or scraper tool, and then you have a little bit larger of a flathead screwdriver or scraper tool, or pry bar, really useful. Then on the other side, you just have a really tiny pair of scissors. They're not the best in the world, but for a kit of this size to even have scissors at all is really nice to see. So I think that's extremely useful as well. Then if you open this up, you have an okay pair of pliers here. You have regular pliers, you have pliers that come to a little bit of a point. They're not quite needle nose, but they're nice enough to use if you need to get pliers into a tight area for something that's not super heavy duty. And then you also have the addition of some wire cutters in here. So you have a lot of usefulness in a really tiny tool that fits easily into this little Altoids can. So can't go wrong with that either. And they're also super affordable. Then I just have this little titanium EDC toothpick. And it's really nice. You might be thinking, why would I need a titanium toothpick? When will I ever use a toothpick? Well, I never use it as a toothpick. But again, just like the safety pin, it's a nice little poking tool, scraping tool, ejecting SIM cards, pressing a reset button on electronics, or anything that you would need a little point for. If you wanted to punch holes in clothing or punch a hole in something, put some of that cordage through it. You have a lot of different ways you can use this. You could use it as kind of like an all on the go. And I mean, honestly, you could use this as a sewing needle. If you're using something like the number 36 bank line to repair a leather bag or repair something that's a little bit more durable material, you could always string it through this little hole here and use it the same way you would use a little sewing needle. So there's a lot of usefulness in this really lightweight, really tiny little EDC toothpick that's titanium. So it fits nicely in there. Then I just have this little compressible towel. And these compressible towels are great, and this one's super small, and I actually like that it's rectangular instead of circular, so it fits really nicely in the bottom corner of this. You dump water on these things and they become a full-size towel to wipe your face, wipe your hands, wipe something off. Really useful, really small, fits perfectly in there. Then to go along with the little writing implement, I have a tiny wallet-sized Write in the Rain waterproof notebook. Really nice, really small, fits perfectly in there and allows me to take notes or leave notes for people. And it's just a nice place to write things down, or in a pinch, you could use this as tinder. So it's nice to have around. Then I just have my backup fire starter here, and this is a Fresnel lens. And if you're someone that wears glasses, you could use this to help magnify something if you lost your glasses or they broke, or you can use it to focus the rays of the sun to start a fire. So it's really useful to have this as a little backup fire starter. Then the last thing I have in here is just a little pack of wet ones. So instead of carrying a whole thing of hand sanitizer, I have a little wet ones wipe here if I needed to sanitize my hands or wipe down a wound real quick that got dirt in it or something. I have this ability here. It's antibacterial, and it's just nice to have this in an emergency. So now let's load everything back in here. There you go. And then just take the small rubber band, put it on the short side, and the long rubber band on the long side. And you have your little Altoids sized EDC kit, easy to unload, easy to reload, and you've got a lot of different problem solvers in one neat little lightweight, easy to pocket package. If you have any other suggestions for what I should add or subtract from my Altoids EDC case, please leave a comment below. If you like EDC videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the channel out a lot. Thank you as always for watching, and with all that being said, I will definitely see you in the next video. Take care.